Hey, welcome back. Only because you asked Durs. Is that a good can we call him ask? Like, so we have to have like the beehive or the what do we call in our community? What is the name of the community?
Ah, oh, we should have thought about this ahead of time.
Probably.
I think, what do you guys want to be called? Our team, our community, the village, our crew, our people.
Only because you asked crew. We use crew a lot to describe folks that are close to us, and
But we started calling them the squad because life is a fight out here. So they are now the squad.
they are the squad.
Yes.
Yeah, they are the squad. Shout out to team dot dot dot,
The squad.
currently known as the squad. Woo, woo. Wah, 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 wah. Hey guys, welcome back. We're jumping back in it again. Hoping to have a little fun with you guys. I think we got fun stuff that we want to talk about today, right?
It's always fun.
All right, but let's start off with your best part. What was your best part?
My best part of the week was the best part of my week was I got a call from an elder and I got to talk to her for a really long time, just catching up. Yeah, nothing, no reason at all. Just I got the call.
That's cool.
My elder, yeah.
Always good to hear from people you haven't talked to in a while.
What's your best part?
Actually, coincidentally, my best part is also communications this week, and it was,
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
getting to talk to the kids a lot more and interact with them a lot more than I normally do over the course of a week. Some just checking in, some advice seekers, some just to say hello, some fun conversations. Some insight for you guys so that you know we're real people with real kids. So my youngest son my youngest of the boys, but not our youngest, has we share a love for Marvel comics, Marvel movies. So being engaging with him over the course of the week as stuff has been simmering about the new movies coming out and new plot leaks and trailers, and so he's excited about that and something we can be excited about together. So that's been fun. So that's been the best part of my week.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yes, yeah. I mean, like I said, in your case, good to catch up with someone that you hadn't talked to in a while.
Yeah.
For me, it always does my heart good to hear from the kids, particularly when the conversation doesn't start with "so look" or "hey, I need" or "yeah, I got a problem." Yeah, just to
Yeah,
touch base.
that's a good point because although I got a chance to talk to my auntie, um, it was good just to have a conversation for no reason at all. No one's hurt, no one's sick, no one needs anything. We're just, really talking and reminiscing and catching up and still, checking in and learning new things about one another. So it was really good. It's really good.
Yeah, just
So
clue to everybody out there that's listening. If there is someone you can call and it is a conversation without an ask, you make the call, right? It means a lot. Like I said, that made my week. It helped me get through. It helped me get through the week. Just to know that
someone's thinking,
yeah,
you're thinking of them.
absolutely, it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
All righty, so jumping in. I mean, one of the funny things that people ask us for advice all the time, and we are always very, very careful to say, well, this is what has worked for us, right? We're not telling you what to do. We're not telling you what not to do. What we are always willing to do is share our experience. And that's the way we frame it. Well, in our experience, or what's worked for us, or, well, I think the furthest we'll go is, well, you might want to try.
Or consider this.
Yeah. But it's never, hey, this is what you got to do. This is because we don't know.
With me, I will do this. No,
yeah, that's not us. That's not what we do. But as with anything, when you got folks around, when you're about to take any step, when you're about to do anything in life, everybody has some input.
Do this, don't do that.
Yeah. So we had a conversation the other day and wanted to bring that conversation to you guys, and hopefully you'll be able to jump in and add to the conversation, keep it going in the comments or emails, or leave your comments and we can comment on them in future episodes. But wanted to talk a little bit about advice, right? Like in the advice we got, particularly headed into marriage as young folks, some good advice, some probably not so good advice, some things that they said that we should be worried about and scared of. And I don't know. I mean, some of it was real, most of it not.
Most of it, no. So the question should be, what is the worst advice you never took? That should be the question, because
I think that's a good framing.
yeah, yeah, that should be the framing,
Mm,
because everyone had unsolicited advice.
yeah.
Um, and being a young couple getting married, um, you could have scared some folk off, or you could have led them down the wrong path. But um, I've always known to take advice with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not to say dismiss everything, but also just taking time with the advice, because there was a lot of unsolicited, I guess, old tales, and I don't know, but just thinking about it, we were talking about, just the wildest things people would say, and maybe it's their fear or their experience, or
They're projecting.
someone told them, or projecting.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that we didn't take a lot of advice or taking too much to heart. But fast forwarding 25 plus years, you're thinking like, that was wild.
Well, what was the wildest? I mean, I know, but I want you to share with the people what the wildest was, because that's kind of what sparked the conversation. I was like, oh my God, like for me, that wasn't even something I thought, you know.
I mean, I have a list probably.
Oh.
I have a list, and some we mostly probably never even thought about or talked about, but I remember. Now, you think of a 20-ish year old woman and young woman,
Mhm.
the unexperienced woman. And, there was always this thing that I would hear couples or older women talk about, like this 5-year or 7-year itch. Like, like the itch, like, I don't know if anybody out there knows what I'm talking okay. But it was now baby, oh, you married for 4 years? Oh yeah, next year, watch out for that 7-year itch. That's, a 5-year itch. I don't remember if it's a 5-year or the 7-year, or maybe it was just both.
I always heard of it as a 7-year.
Yeah, so maybe it was. I think for me, I think it was both. Because when you're young and you're coming up on anniversary, and they're like, "Hey, baby, how long you been married now?" Oh wow, and then it will immediately come like, "Oh, you doing good right now," but that 7-year itch, and I was not really that experienced on these wise, unwise tales.
Yeah.
So
You took it as truth.
I
took it as the gospel.
took it as, like something to be worried about. So in the back of my mind, I was thinking like something was going to happen at this 7-year or 5-year mark that I could not control. I could not stop. I could not. I just had to learn how to deal with it. And for those of you who don't know, this 7-year or 5-year itch, and I think is both, depending on who you're talking to. That's how you know it's a
lie.
Yeah, a lie. But it is. I think it is mostly and mainly, or maybe only, about infidelity. So once you hit this 7-year mark in your marriage, automatically, because you've been married for 7 years, the lie or myth that was told was,
you gonna get the itch.
he's gonna get the itch. and y'all, you happy now, but you're not gonna be married then. So it's just something. It's like,
so was it framed that way though? Was it it was a male affliction. It wasn't.
yeah,
okay.
it was male of male disability that he couldn't control. And I need to be on the lookout. I need to know it is happening.
I think I always heard it as 7, and I always heard it as, or always interpreted it as a couples thing, right? Like either of them, yeah. Somebody's gonna get the itch. Somebody's gonna get the itch. But it was just funny as you expressed that to me in the conversation we had, and I was just thinking like, it never even crossed my mind. So for you to internalize and be like, oh, this is what's gonna happen. Like all these women is telling me this, and that might have been their experience, so that's why they were sharing it. And for you to internalize and be like, ain't nothing I can do to control it, it's just gonna happen. And for me to hear it and be like, man, that's that bullshit.
No, I didn't. I internalized it as confusion.
Okay.
Because we didn't move that way, and infidelity was never on my radar.
Was you scared?
I was confused. I wasn't scared because I never talked to you about it,
Yeah.
right? Did I?
No.
No, it just was just I was confused on why so many women or the women that were talking were so gun ho on it. And I was young. I was like, shit's crazy. Okay.
It's still crazy.
Yeah. So and I mean, I was a little naive. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, it just jumps on you, I guess. Like you can't help it. Like, I don't know. I put it
So
infidelity wasn't something that I even knew to be a thing like within our family. Of course, every
Yeah.
family has a thing.
Yeah.
But if I'm thinking about like in your immediate family, it wasn't
that example wasn't there.
no. So I
Yeah.
was like, well, what?
Yeah.
This is a kind of secret.
Yeah, no, I didn't. And maybe that's why I was so dismissive of it, right? Like from the start, where I was just like, whatever. Like this is bullshit because I hadn't experienced it, I hadn't seen it, and to the conversation we had in a previous episode where it was, choosing the right example,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like because the example, it wasn't in any of the examples that I was exposed to, or those that I chose as what I viewed as healthy relationships that I wanted to model my relationship after. That was never a part of what I saw. So for me to hear it, it was like, man, that's crazy. That's like ghosts, right? Like maybe they exist, but like until I see one,
Yeah.
I just couldn't process that this is just the truth of the matter. So
It felt like, when you're walking down the sidewalk and they're like, don't step on the crack.
yeah, you break your mama's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like
Superstition.
wild as that, but because so many of them were like, yeah, like I'm telling you think you're happy now. But like, okay, if you wait,
Hey, look, I am sorry for those ladies that was your experience and that was your pain.
I am sorry for them too. I'm proud of myself for not being like.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. I think, so with men, it was a little bit different. I don't know that we had old wives' tales type things. And maybe that's not an old wife. I don't want to be dismissive and say that wasn't these people's experience, but
I'm gonna say
that wasn't my truth.
Don't be dismissive to the story of if you haven't married for 7 years, you automatically just it happens.
No, I think that part we can dismiss. It is not automatic.
We gonna
it is not. If your grandmama or your great grandmama or your aunties done told you all that, look, you can stop the cycle. Choose to stop the cycle, even if that was their experience. It is not truth. It is not science, right? I think with guys, it's with men, you get little tidbits and well, with the men that I experience and having these conversations with, it was always framed as if it was based on their experience and it wasn't this greater, all-encompassing truth of the matter, right? But one thing that I did hear constantly from different men, and I know a lot of women hear this, so but it was make sure you set a little something aside for yourself. Have your own.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, these are some of the things that I was told. I've never said it. Because I haven't practiced it. So that hasn't been my advice to anyone else.
The same thing over there as what I was saying. So everybody, so my side saying it, your side.
Well, see, that's what I always hear women saying that they were told this, save up for a rainy day. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, I think that is just the most deceitful practice in finances and couples finance. I mean, I think it's different if you have because we have and we know people who have had conversations about, hey, let's start you a savings account, let's start me a savings account, or this is your little nest egg, or this is your little
taking something off the top.
Yeah, but it's different than skimming off the top, right? Like, and that was the suggestion.
Yeah,
it was kind of skim off the top, and make sure you get yours on the side. Just in case anything goes wrong.
I don't really trust you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like take mine.
And that's what it feels like. It feels like we're moving in a space where we don't trust one another. So I got to be looking out for me instead of building us. And so, yeah, so I never really took that advice. I think for me, the biggest advice we can give about advice, is choose your sources carefully.
Choose your sources carefully.
Yeah.
Yes, and experience is the best resource.
Yeah, your single girlfriends, ladies,
baby,
they can't tell you nothing about what your marriage should look like.
I agree with that.
They
They
can tell
can
you.
tell you what their experience,
I was gonna say, yeah,
whether they've been married, never married, divorced, getting a divorce, they can tell you theirs. But as far as your personal, individual plan,
and that's not just a ladies thing. Like fellas,
hmm
your 47-year-old homeboy who's never been married still goes to the club every week picking up on young girls. Unk in the club, want to always drag you out, still out there in them streets. He is probably not going to be the best one to give you advice about how to keep your wife happy.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
on the other hand, right, like what we talked about, finding someone that the relationship goal, someone whose relationship you want to loosely model yourself after. Those are probably the type of people, and it doesn't have to be going to seek advice, and it shouldn't be going to seek advice. Maybe let me back up. So I think maybe that's part of it too, not just choosing carefully who you seek input from, but also having conversations with them instead of asking them for advice.
yeah, yeah. That works for us.
Yeah,
Yeah, that works. I think that's the best. You learn more through conversations and dialogue than you do instruction.
yeah,
When it comes to this, like
yeah,
instruction, but because there are context to so many aspects of the question that you're seeking. It's not a blanket this, that, or this. It is very much a conversation, a dialogue. And then still, your experience, I can give you the tools, I can give you the ingredients, but then how you use them is going to be up to you.
agreed. Yeah, and I think so. When you ask for advice, like, alrighty, so opinions are like assholes. We've heard that opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. I think when you're asking for advice, you're giving someone permission to tell you what they think on a topic. I think when you engage them in a conversation about something, then they have to rely on their experiences. And I think there's more to be gleaned and gained from discussing their experiences with them than asking them how they feel about something.
It's your consequence.
Yeah.
It's going to be you and your partner's consequence at the end of the day, whether it's good or bad.
And listen for clues, like people that will tell you, this is my experience, but I wish I had done it differently. Those are the types of people that you want to listen to, right? Like, or this is what I did, this is how it turned out, and this is what I might should have done, or I might could have done for a better outcome.
Or even I'm glad that we did that.
Yeah, or that part, right? But someone that just is giving you scripture and quotes every time you say, what do you think about this? And they never have insert themselves into it and say, well, this is what happened when that happened to me. Or we went through something like that and this is what we did, right? Like, listen to those people, not the ones that go to Bible versus movie quotes every time you ask for advice, a myth, and they don't have any actual insight because it hasn't been their experience. Look for folks who have experienced these things and have conversations.
And then there will be times where you want to speak only to the husband or only to the wife, if you're the wife or you're the husband. However, if you can ask that question in the presence of a couple and have a dialogue about the question and see how it feels and what it sounds like, then you'll kind of gauge, like, maybe I could.
Yeah.
But like, if you always have to separate, like, I want to know about this thing, let me ask him. And then she's like, let me tell you what we did. Like, this is what we did over here. But like, if it's a more inclusive, because again, the consequences share between you and the person.
Right. No, I like that. So, well, let me ask you this. So do you think there is a time, and kind of unrelated, but related, where as the male in our relationship, I should be going to the female in the other relationship to get more insight about you, or to get more insight about how you might feel about a situation?
Oh, I don't know. I think that's kind of thing.
Yeah, me too. That
sounds crazy.
Yeah, when you talked about going to the couple, yeah, I don't know that outside of our parents, I don't know that there's any couple that I would be comfortable, not our peer group couples.
And see, even if we would go to our parents, it's a conversation that we want to have. Like, well, for me, I don't know about for you, but for me, it's more if I'm going to my mom, it's because like we're the same sex. I'm going to my mom.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to my dad, it's because it's my dad. But if it's a couple thing, I can have the conversation with either one of them. I can't, because it's based on the relationship they have and the relationship that we have. But when you speak of going to the opposite, just in general, that sounds
That sounds tricky.
I don't suggest that.
Yeah, I don't think I do either. It just hit me, and I know that we haven't and we don't, and it's not because, in my opinion, I don't feel like it's because we don't have the type of relationships where we could. It just feels unnatural to do it, right? Like it feels like a violation.
Yeah, and I guess it's also depends on like the whole relationship and the question,
Yeah,
right? Like I could very much see, going to maybe, you know, my brother-in-law or a cousin and just saying, "What do you think about this thing?" But I don't think it's, well, I know it hasn't been something that like as like I got a problem.
yeah.
More like,
I'm planning a birthday party for such. Like,
yeah, do you think he would
yeah,
like
you think they
this?
would like
Or do you
this?
think he will be, yeah,
Yeah,
because they know you,
yeah.
from male to male. But like, no, I hadn't even thought about that
I hadn't either until
thing. So
you just brought it up, and then I was like,
everything
hey,
in decency and in order.
there we go. There it is.
Everything in decency and order. You don't want to leave anything up to I don't know. Just be careful out though in those streets, because almost like when children have they have that one parent they know they're gonna go to because they're gonna
They're gonna
be
get
this
the
way.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Like, are we seeking to be validated because we have a stance, or are we seeking to have a healthy relationship at the end of the day for us?
Yeah.
And I think that I had posed it that way before, because normally we're talking in couples, and because we're so open, the couple usually comes to us anyway as a group. Otherwise, like it's just like girlfriend, guy to guy. We just kind of like shooting the crap, but nah, we don't do secrets. So we don't do secrets. We don't do
now
talk. We don't. That's
so well. Let me say.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, we definitely don't do pillow talk. I promise you, right? Like so, and I know people don't believe this because this is what they practice in our house. But even in our own friends groups,
No.
we have experienced that happening, right? Like the people talking, sharing with each other, which we're open books, so it really doesn't matter to us. But just because you've done it, don't assume that we're doing it, because we don't, right? Like if we have a couple group that we associate with and we're friends with them, she's friends with the girl, I'm friends with the guy. If he's coming and he's telling me things, I'm not running back to my wife. It's not me coming back to her and saying, oh, well, so-and-so told me this about your girl, or he said they was going through this, and then us bouncing back and forth and talking about your bro. Yeah, no, I promise you, like there have been situations where
your secret's gonna be safe.
yeah, where when it all got to the other side, not to put nobody's business in the streets, but when someone had told me something and someone had told her something, then it all got out in the wash. We were both surprised, like, oh shoot, you knew that? Like, oh, I didn't know it was heading that way, because all right, well,
my business.
because it's not my business to pass on, right? Like my feeling is if you wanted it to be a group discussion, you would have came as a group, right? Like if you've come to me just as me, then that means you're coming to me in confidence, and it's not something that I should be sharing with my wife. Now, if it is something dangerous, so I'm like what do they call it? Like a mandated reporter. Yeah. If it's something dangerous where you are going to harm yourself or harm others, yeah, I'm probably gonna get somebody involved, right? Like, yeah. But outside of that, like, right, you should have that safe space, because we're working these things out together as men, or you guys are working it out together as ladies. So it shouldn't be me running to my wife to say what we talked about as grown men. I promise you are not. We got better things to talk about when we lay our head down than what y'all's problems are, right? Like, unless you've come to us as a couple and we can talk freely about what we've learned together as a couple. But
no, That's what they said. That's young people stuff.
Yeah, that's young people. That's high school shit. Yeah. I'm gonna keep your wife's name out my effing mouth. I promise you I am.
Yeah, I was never that girl. I mean, I guess it just depends on who you are at the end of the day.
It's wild though. It's wild to me that like I was truly shocked. Like when we found out that folks were operating like that in our circle, and it's fine. It's not a knock, right? Like, but I was just shocked because we don't do it.
But you know what? Like, just thinking of a situation, and you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Like, I was like, when everything was coming out and you were learning what I had already known, I was thinking like, oh boy, like he is gonna be blown away. Like, and I don't know. I think it was more so for me of the person telling you what I had already known, and him knowing that like you really didn't know. And it's like, well, she already knew this.
And they're always shocked. Like, like, but that's not that is not what we do, right? Like, I would encourage y'all to try to. If I'm not giving advice, I'm giving encouragement to not do that, right? Like, don't bring the stress of someone else's situation to your bedroom. Like, why are we doing that, right? Like,
that leads to bad advice.
Yeah,
and you can't really seek advice from someone else in that situation because it's going to be biased. It's going to be tainted. It's almost like why the jury selections are that way, because like you have to be able to have a sense of not being biased or swayed one way or the other.
And you will be biased or swayed if
you done thought about it, you talked about it, you had to dialogue about it. Now you're bringing me your opinion versus what's really best for the situation.
Now, when we have that conversation as a couple,
it's not true.
We're not doing it whole. We're not doing it with clean minds and clean hearts, right? Like we've already been influenced one way. I was going to say poisoned, but influenced one way or the other, right? And it's good to have some insight, right? Like but that insight should come out as we're all talking together, so it's not slanted and biased. It's just weird. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole, but it was just funny to me that it came out that like, oh, this is what y'all do. Oh, this is the regular practice because we don't. That's not what we do. Like, you can't expect. When you told me this, you said, "Now don't say nothing to Mika," right? Like, so why do you think that I then went and said something to Mika? Yeah, and I don't need it, right? Like, discretion is what it is, right? Like, and we all grown folk. I know there are certain things that you're coming to me because you want to get it off your chest, or you're soliciting my thoughts and my opinion and my outlook, right? And it shouldn't be a part of a conversation with somebody else. Like even the other guys in our group, right? Like we've had that dynamic too, where they'll be like, "Yo, did so and so tell you this?" I'm like, "Nope." But I'll wait for them to, right? Like the gossiping, like it's
too much. My life is too complex.
Yeah, like, bro, I got big boy shit to worry about. Like, I'm not.
I don't even want to worry about nice.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look. So let me say, if it strengthens your relationship to talk about us,
find another.
Well, I was gonna say, by all means, go ahead, because it don't bother me. Like, because you could just very easily ask us, and we're gonna tell you the shit that you want to talk about anyway. So, yeah, just weird. Alrighty, so back to the topic at hand. Who is someone that you have trusted taking advice from?
My parents.
Yeah.
My parents, like hands down, my parents, just because I mean, I've seen what it looks like. I felt what it looks like. And I know that their best interest is going to be me and us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like it's seasoned. You know what I mean? Like that's it. I learned, so let me ask you first, and then because I'm interested to see what you say, then I want to go back to like what I learned.
Okay. So who I trust? I mean, I think it's the same, but I also feel like that's the easy, low-hanging fruit answer, because if we've already identified them and uploaded to someone that we want to model our quote unquote model our relationship after,
Our outcome,
our outcomes after, then it's natural that would be. So I was trying to think of someone outside of that. And I think there's some of the guys in the squad, right? Like most of the guys in the squad, I think because we've chosen the squad carefully.
We chose the squad carefully. I could say that in the squad, wives, but it has taken longer for me to be able to say couples in the squad, right? Like
I got you.
Like wives in the squad because we share commonalities, and individually I think that like they're solid, but as a couple, I don't know if I know not. It hasn't always been that.
Yeah,
it's grown to be that.
Yeah,
but it hasn't always.
You couldn't lean on them for.
Yeah,
they weren't in your peer group as a couple, but the wife might have been in your peer group. I got you.
And individually, they were strong enough, but as a couple,
they were still growing.
Yeah.
No, I get that. And I agree. Yeah. I think, and I think they would tell you that. I don't think we're putting anything out there about.
They will tell you that.
Yeah,
we're the enough.
Y'all will get an opportunity. Y'all other listeners will get an opportunity to meet probably most of the squad at some point on this podcast.
Like they know, we're pretty much a open, truthful group.
Yeah,
right. Like,
and that's what makes it work.
We're self-aware.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of us a little bit more self-aware at times than others, but I mean it's just a people thing.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is my parents, I don't know if everybody would or could say that, but what I learned early on, I don't know if I don't think I've ever told you this. Maybe I've told this to other wives in a way. But I remember us being very newly married, and I was having a conflict, not a fight or argument, but like a conflict on a situation that was like I didn't know how to handle as a wife. Like I knew how to handle like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to tell these people this because like, I don't have no problem with popping off like da-da-da-da. But as a wife, because it had to do with, your family, I didn't know how to become as mature as a wife. So I went to, I guess you would call her a mentor or someone that you would trust to go to and just kind of get some advice on like how to problem solve this problem. And I knew straight off the bat, this was bad advice. This was just bad advice because she was giving me, and I was young, but I was mature enough to know that she was giving me advice as just, you know what to say. You ain't scared of nobody. Like this, you say this, and then let the chips fall where they may.
That let the chips fall where they may is always dangerous.
But in her response, this is what it translates. I was the code cracker. That's kind of what it was.
I got you.
But one, in that moment, I realized two, it's not the person we're going to because this person has never been married.
Yeah.
This person was very knowledgeable, very, you get any life advice, I'm going to still say this person, but as a wife, no, because you don't relate that way. And if I could make that distinction for her, I knew that like I needed to be taking advice from different type of people, not just who they were as a person, but like the totality of why I'm asking this question.
Yeah.
And I, so this, it's funny now because having that conversation where it was like, you are not the one to call. I'm so, I was just so shocked that you're not the one to call. And, I called her out on it and she was like, yeah, you probably, yeah.
You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you probably should. Yeah. I'm glad you didn't listen to me. But, I mean, that's just having discernment on who, what, when, where, why, all those things.
Yeah, I think that was why, for me, the biggest thing was choosing carefully who you take the advice from. And
the trusted source. I was like,
but it could be a trusted source so to your point about the ladies in the group being able to add to your life and you be able to go to them, but not necessarily
the
same as the couple going to the right. Like it's the same thing. I'm not going to ask my doctor for advice on my finances, right?
Yeah.
Like the right person for the right situation.
Yeah.
And
Exactly. That's very
yeah,
good. Yes.
even though that doctor is smart, like money might not be his thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
and vice versa,
Right.
right? Like my banker's not going to be able to tell me,
From a plumber.
yeah, about my plumbing. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's okay to have different people that you go to for different things and different types of advice.
You know what's funny is, although there were many things where they were just said around us, in conversation directly to us, or we just kind of heard, I don't remember there being like intentional good advice either. Like, I don't remember that for me being a thing. Not one thing I remember my parents like, and them saying it to me, but it wasn't like an advice thing. It was more like almost when a kid's about to go off to camp, you got this, you got this, you got this.
Hmm.
And I think it was, we had just gotten married, and I think the next day we had went to my parents' house. I think because they took all the gifts to their house, and we went to our house, and the next day we went there, and we were about to leave. So, but
On our fabulous honeymoon.
anyway, we were about to leave. We were about to leave. No, we off.
We about to
We were
leave.
about to leave, and she threw me off.
I'm sorry.
We were about to leave, and we were not taking anything with us. Right? It was like, we're going back to our house. We'll be back. And like, my parents were like, "All right, you got everything, okay? Remember this." And then they had said, my dad had said, "Now make sure you," and something else. We wasn't talking about this. He just said it was funny. He was like, something else. Don't make sure you don't go to bed mad. Y'all don't, whatever y'all do, don't go to bed mad. And I'm thinking like, okay. My mom was like, "No, seriously." She was like, "Serious." And that probably was the only thing she ever told me about getting married. Don't go to bed mad. And I was like, that sounds crazy as hell, but okay, everybody know that. But then once you have some tenure under you, like,
you get it.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, okay.
It's funny you say that, because as you were saying, you weren't given any advice that was worth anything. That was the one thing that popped in my head.
That is,
it was don't go to bed mad. Yeah. I mean, and from experience, right? Like I can say, oh yeah, I probably should have. And luckily for me, we were getting that, or I was getting that advice leading up from, different folks. I think my parents said it, just different folks we know. And we had the experience before we got married of going to bed mad, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that shit no more. I don't know if you remember. I know you remember. Yeah. We went a whole week living in the same house and not speaking a word to each other. Like it was dumb.
I'm glad that we had that experience young, because like that has to be, I'm sorry for the people who live this way. That has to be the most tormenting.
That was miserable.
Yeah, like, like,
couldn't ask you if you could pass the salt. Wasn't asking you, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just,
like,
and
it's gonna be a quiet ass house.
The worst part was, I don't even remember by the time that we get it. I don't even remember why we stopped talking.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, tell the people.
Well, I mean, we were just doing, it was really over the club. Period. I mean,
was it?
Yeah, it was over the club, and then so it was over the club, and we didn't agree on what club we was going to go to, which is that's how we was like.
Yeah, that's dumb.
We was like young dumb. Like, y'all gonna stop talking for this, because I was stubborn and you was stubborn. And you weren't gonna tell me, I wasn't gonna tell you. And then it's like, nah, this is.
Yeah, that was the dumbest shit ever.
Nobody was like, yeah, you should go ahead. Nah, this is dumb. Nobody said that. Like, none of the friends was like, they was like, well, shit, don't talk to
Yeah, don't talk to, yeah.
Yeah, then he'll come around. Don't worry about, like, just ignorant.
Yeah, I think it was the worst. It was the worst week that we have ever experienced.
Yeah, I mean, and
for me.
The thing is, we weren't even mad. After a while, we just like,
we got used to it. Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah. I think by day 2, we had definitely, actually after day 1, after the full day, I definitely let it go.
I was like, I got something.
Yeah, that was miserable. Yeah, don't go to bed mad. That was the one piece of good advice.
I would say that to anybody, because if you cannot go to bed mad, then you have squashed it.
Yeah.
You have resolved it, and I think that you can resolve
most things.
Yes.
With a good conversation.
With a good conversation.
Yeah.
Like, so some things gonna take some action and more conversation, but most things, I mean, come on. And this is gonna sound cliche, but I think the fact that we want to extend kindness to each other and we want to maintain a healthy relationship, I think that's part of the sauce. Like I'll say our awesome sauce, not the secret sauce, because there's no secret, but that's a part of, how we maintain.
We are intentional about being kind to each other. Even especially in tough moments.
Yes, especially in tough moments. Of tough moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, not advice.
Not advice.
Just what works for us.
Well, I would give that advice. Do not go to bed.
Oh no, that part, yeah.
Yeah,
that's sound advice.
Going to bed, man. But I remember it was just funny to me because it was like, did I tell you this? Did I tell you this? Did I tell you this? And my dad was like, and don't go to bed mad. Like he like
in my notes.
What? Oh yes.
Never go to bed mad.
Never go to bed mad.
Yep.
And we don't.
No.
I guess maybe that's why we always, they always like, what y'all doing over there? Because like we not showing up to the party mad with each other.
Yeah.
Like we not gonna be faking it to make it. Like we rather just not go.
Not go to the party and spend that time on working out, whatever it is. But no, but chances are we've worked it out before we get to the party. We've definitely worked it out, before we get to the party.
Not get early, so.
Man, look, and does.
But that's it. That's all.
Any advice you want to leave the people with, since we talked about good advice, bad advice, and not giving advice?
I think that is it. If I would have to give something from the melting pot, I would say be careful with the advice that you take and the advice that you do not take. Do your research, your internal research, your couple research, your relationship research, and see what really works for you, what practical applications really work. And then you'll know how to make that advice be customized to you, because it's not I don't think
one size fits all.
Exactly. Not one size fits all. So don't go to bed mad.
Don't go to bed mad, but do go to bed.
But do go to bed.
Work through it. I like that. As a last thought. Well, not quite a last thought. Well, last thought, but I do want to say, as a disclaimer, some of the examples of people that we have used in this episode, names have been modified or hidden. No, seriously. I will promise you, we're not going to throw nobody's business out there. If y'all know us, you know our friends group, and in our friends group, they probably like, yeah, he talking about such, 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 such. But we're not going to do that. So we will use real live examples without using real live names, unless they tell us it's okay. And I think with some of our friends group, like I said, they're going to come on and they'll tell you. Yeah, they'll tell you.
They will tell you. They've already said,
that they want to participate.
Yeah. So. They also said use us in.
Yeah, I just don't feel comfortable.
Well, no, I'm not going to do that part. But they have said, yes, use us, on the show.
Yeah, they have.
Because we're actually, I know we're wrapping up, but our friend group, we're family.
The squad.
We are doing life together. And one of the most beautiful things.
We got a village, man.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like, one of the most beautiful things is we have a village, and we love each other. We agree, we disagree, but I think we're blessed to be able to have, just our small little squad. We come in a small number, but we tight.
Pack a mighty punch.
Yeah, we mighty punch, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll meet them. I love them. I love them all.
Yeah, my brothers and sisters are dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy them a lot. Love them a lot. Love what they add to us.
We've learned a lot.
Love that they pour into us, and that they are receptive of us pouring into them, and we grow together. Iron sharpens iron. This is truly
iron sharpens iron, and we still not telling you what to do, but iron is sharpening that iron all day.
Alrighty, folks, we're not going to hold y'all, belabor it too long, man. We just enjoyed this time with you. We try to keep it, under or right around 45 minutes. That won't always be the case, especially when we get these people in here and they want to talk. So we'll let y'all go for this one. Next episode should be up soon. So continue to support. Like, click, subscribe. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Yes, and share.
And most importantly, share and comment, right? Like, help us grow, help us learn, help us talk about the things you want to talk about. Don't be afraid to ask for advice, which we're not going to give, but we will give you our real and our truth.
We'll answer the question at very least.
Absolutely. Until next time, we'll holler at y'all.
Love you.